Hey y'all, welcome back to my YouTube. Thank you guys for tuning in like always. It's your boy Mirsky. It's me, Mirsky Mir. Um Today we're going to be touching a topic about spirituality. Actually, it's about spirituality and my spiritual journey. I feel like no, I thought that I had recorded a video about this cuz I already like wrote down this content already, but I think I probably just touched on what spirituality was in like one of my videos, but I didn't have like a whole video dedicated to it. So yeah, I feel like now, or maybe I don't know, like I know people was always into spirituality, but I feel like maybe after like during and after the pandemic happened, I feel like people was, because we was all locked down, so I feel like people was actually finding themselves because you was spending a lot of time in solitude and you was being by yourself or being around family members. But regardless of that being around anybody, you was cooped up in the house and you was stuck with yourself. And some people was finding new talents and stuff because you seen that entrepreneurship was booming during the pandemic. Everybody was creating their own businesses and stuff. But I feel like after 2020, a lot of people was falling into the spirituality lane and all that. And that's also when my spiritual journey happened. It was the end of December of 2020. But yeah, we're going to touch onto this topic today, my spiritual journey and what spirituality is. So let's get into it. Y'all know me. I always got my iPad or whatever with me because I be having so much stuff to write down and I can't remember half of that off the top of my head. So first, we're going to talk about what is spirituality. So when I think of spirituality or the word spiritual, I actually think of like magic, like, you know, 'cause the word, and then, you know, some people associate like powers and stuff and all that. But that's what I think of when I hear the word spiritual or spirituality. It deals with your life, it deals with yourself, which is your identity and your purpose. It's one's own personal experience. And when I say life, I mean life as in like setting goals, having values, and having certain beliefs that you can use to guide your actions and decisions throughout life. When I say your identity, I mean, do you base yourself around you, being self-aware about actions and learning from being self-aware about your actions and learning from past mistakes and how you can grow and change. And then when I say life purpose, I mean, honestly, child, first of all, I'm getting all tongue-tied and stuff. But before I even get back into that, I want y'all to know I ain't reading from no article or nothing. Like, I typed this myself. Look, yes, March 16th, 2022. 2022. That's 2 years ago. Almost 2 years. But no, yes, like, no, this is all me. I typed this. Ain't no article. But anyways, when I was saying, like, your life purpose, like, what do you think you're here for on earth? We just walking around, we paying bills, and some of us are struggling to even do, some of us are even struggling to even do that just to get by. Like, you know, living paycheck to paycheck, and just worrying about, like, not when your next check gonna come, but like can you have fun time? When can you have money to spend on this? Because it's always going to bills. And some people don't even like have a lot of bills to pay with, but some people living with their parents still don't have money left over for themselves because it's not as much as you're getting. You can't save if you got stuff to pay for. But there's more to life, like traveling, making more memories, learning new things, and learning new things about yourself. But some people are literally teachers, life guides, and guides in general. If you look at famous people, they all have a huge influence on others. Y'all know how I like Nicki, so, you know, Barb, all that. Music artists, they put actual things that they experience in life, which makes us relate to it on a certain level. And some of that music actually helps heal people. Like, I'm pretty sure some of y'all know who Andre 3000 is. I believe a couple months ago, he released a spiritual album. It had like it was an album. It had like hertz, like a certain frequency or whatever, like 300 hertz, 800 hertz, whatever. He had those type of frequencies on his album, and certain frequencies can heal you. And just like they say, cats purring, it's a certain like frequency vibration to that, and it can actually, heal you or whatever. But I want y'all to let me know, like, what do you think? Like, I I wrote this stuff down back in 2022. So I just had a moment like a couple weeks ago, or I believe a month ago or whatever, where I was like, what is spirituality? Because I be questioning myself, what is it sometimes? But I want y'all to let me know, like, what do y'all think? Like, do y'all think music can heal y'all? Like, do you think listening to certain frequencies and vibrations will raise your vibration and give you enlightenment to new conscience or whatever? Like, what was I getting ready to say? Do y'all think, like, do y'all know what y'all want to do in life? Do y'all think that everybody has a purpose for themselves? Like, let me know if y'all want to go on a deeper level, because I love to talk and we could talk about it. But everyone is different, and you simply can't compare your life and your life path to others. And I'm not going to sit here and act like I haven't a little bit, whatever, because, yeah, I did. Yeah, because like, I put speaking from experience, exactly, with the shrugging emoji. But that's why I feel like spirituality is about, in the whole, like, yes, you can have an altar, you can practice certain stuff, like, you could wear crystals, you could all that, charge your crystals, everything, spells, whatever. But it all ties back into you as a person, your spirit, your soul. And it also ties into health too, because spirituality, you care about yourself, your well-being, your future, and everything. So you think you're not going to care about your mental health, your physical health? No, you're going to. So you're going to, people like deal with herbs and stuff. I do a little bit or whatever. I'm trying to get into more of it, but that's what spirituality is about. It's about you. It's about living your life. And yeah. When I say your identity, I mean, do you base yourself around spirituality? Because it's not a religion. It's not a religion, but it's literally about you. Being self-aware about actions and learning from past mistakes and how you can grow and change. And when I say life purpose, I mean, like, what do you think you're here for on earth? What do you think you're on earth for? So this next topic is going to be about when did I experience my first spiritual awakening? Because you go through you go through more than one spiritual awakening throughout your life, because I said mine began at the end of 2020 of December, and that was 4 years ago. So I believe I probably went through like maybe 2 or 3 more spiritual awakenings throughout that 4 year span. But for me personally, I knew I had a bigger calling, or I felt like there was more than just us being humans. I've always had like a big imagination since I was little, and I always thought out of the box. And I love music, and I can't live without music. Like, I literally go to sleep listening to music. I wake up, songs are playing in my head, and I play the music. Music just get me started. Like, I can't go nowhere without headphones. I'd be mad if I got no headphones. I'm pretty sure some of y'all could really relate to that. And going back to me saying that I love music, I was going back saying that music heals you. It don't matter what type of music it is. If you can relate to it, you can feel it on a spiritual and soul level, then that's it. That's it right there. Everybody connects to music in different ways, and everybody likes their own type of genre of music. So I don't know if y'all know about, well, I'm gonna show y'all. Hold on. The tarot cards or whatever, and people be like, doing their readings and stuff and all that on YouTube or whatever. But I remember I was scrolling on TikTok, because, during the pandemic, that's when TikTok was booming. I think that's when, like, it officially got started and stuff, when it transferred from Musical.ly to that. But basically, I was watching the tarot cards on TikTok and stuff. And that was because due to, well, they just popped up out of nowhere, but some of them people be fraudulent on there now from what I seen. But I was going through a relationship, and whatever they was doing, it was like relating to me. But I started to peep after a while. It would just be the same stuff like, oh, this person's coming back, or this person, blah, 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 blah. Because I was like going through a bad relationship or whatever. But tarot cards, they're basically they tell you some things about the future or things that's happening now, but you know the future changes every second. So it's really just based off your actions and how it affects it, and they give you guidance on what to do. Also, like when I was mentioning the altars and stuff, I know who I pray to, and I know what I'm doing. I'm not gonna say I'm experienced. Well, I'm a little experienced, but I'm not gonna say I'm the best at this or whatever. Can't be the best at fucking, excuse my language, you can't be the best at praying over, like, I'm saying like the best, and like we're all on our own path or whatever. I know who I pray to, and I know what I'm doing, and I'm only saying that because some people should watch out for what they're praying to, and ask for protection and everything, because the spirit guides, it's a spirit. It's a certain spirit talking to you, whatever. You can invite any spirit in or whatever. But like I said, I know who I'm praying to, and I look at them cards and I ask my spirit team or whatever for guidance, and the cards come out and I interpret in my own way. I use my discernment, I use my intuition. But I also got a reading when myself, maybe like 2 times, 3 times before, I don't know. But anyways, a spiritual awakening happened with me because I was dating my ex. Like I said, it was bad or whatever. And it just triggered me, like, certain stuff that he was triggering me with. I was just sitting with myself, like, why am I acting like this? Why is this like that? And then I started to just change myself and evolve. Like, I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to do that. And then it affected my romantic relationships, but it also affected my platonic relationships. My relationships just in general. Then I changed my outlook on life and everything. I started to change my mindset, and like I said, you're always going to change, you're always going to evolve. Still change my mindset and everything. I started to see where I got certain traits and stuff from my mom, from my dad. I seen how the generational trauma, curses and stuff was coming down the family line and all of that. And it's crazy. It's crazy because it's so true. Like, energy could just transfer and it's passed like down. Like, you can feel it through the screen. When people talk to you, you can feel it in person in concerts and all of that. Like, yeah. Everyone has intuition, and for me, it's that like gut feeling, or like you just know. Like you just know off the bat. And I'm a Cancer, so we real in tune with our emotions and intuition and all that. So I could read people's body language. Sometimes I know what you're thinking. I can sense your energy and all that stuff. Like, I can feel when you switch up and be fake. But everybody intuition is different. Some people might just feel tingling or whatever, or I don't know. But I know mine is just a gut feeling. I don't really want to I do want to get deep or whatever, but I don't want to just be blabbing at the mouth. But anyways, spirituality, it just really helps you find out who you truly are and what you're meant to do and who you can be in this lifetime and what you can create. It's not about being perfect or living a perfect life, because nobody's perfect, and everything's not a fantasy. I live in my fantasy sometimes, but sometimes you got to step out that fantasy and come into the real world. But it's about taking accountability for your actions, taking actions to your goals, and using your struggles to help you grow and flourish. It could take some time, but everything does, so just be patient. It can go like this: down, up, down, 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 up, down. You get it. That's how life is, and that's how life works. But during that whole process of finding yourself and changing yourself, your mindset, and reinventing yourself in general, you can find out new things, like which can be a new hobby, or it can be something career related. You can find about new things about yourself you never really knew about, and you can see how much ego you have and how having too much ego really isn't good. And it's always, I feel like on a spiritual journey, you're always going to have your ego be broken And that's a good thing, because having too much ego, it doesn't go in your favor most of the time. And when I was saying finding, like, when you have too much ego, and during a spiritual journey, you're going to have an ego death or whatever. And during that ego death, you're going to be doing shadow work. And shadow work is basically you're sitting down in solitude, you're meditating, whatever you do, quiet time, you're journaling, and you're finding about things, deep things about yourself that you suppressed over time, such as emotions. And doing this can help you learn that forgiveness is key to yourself and others, and it also shows you where you get certain traits from either parent. It may not be like that for everybody, I guess, but I don't know, I'm just saying from my experience. And then also, when you forgive people, you don't have to forgive them and invite them back into your life. Sometimes you forgive people just for your own sake, so you can move on. And sometimes you can just forgive them for the both of you. But that don't mean you have to always take that person back, no matter if you dated them, you was friends with them, whatever. And that goes for family members too, also. It also really helps with breaking generational curses and trauma. And once you start shadow work, it'll never stop. You'll just learn your own triggers and everything. And sometimes when something triggers you and you thought you healed from it, that's actually good, because it's triggering you. So it's like, you know, like, okay, I don't want to experience this again. I remember how I went through this. I'm going to get myself out of it before I actually go deep into it. And once again, humans are meant to evolve and change and not to stay stuck. You don't get tired. Well, don't you get tired of like doing the same stuff or a certain way? Like me, I can never keep a job. I always quit because it get boring after a while, and I need something to stimulate me, stimulate my brain, and get me going. We're all spiritual beings in human bodies, and we're all here for the human experience and here to help others. Everybody might not be here to help others, but for the people that are here to help others, that's who I'm talking to. But everybody has their own path and their own purpose in this life. And I want to just say, look at this. Like I said, we're spirits. We have a spirit, and we're enjoying the human experience. So this is our vessel. We're living through our vessel. So take care of your vessel. Take care of your vessel. Keep up on your hygiene. Keep up on your mental health. Keep up on your physical health. And be kind to yourself. Speak positive words to yourself. Speak positive affirmations. When there's a bad day, it's okay, because that bad day does not determine the next day, the 4 years from now, the 20 years, or whatever. There's always a new day. Be grateful that you wake up, because there's always a new day. You can start over and you can try again. And never succumb to fear. And if you do, it's okay. But don't live in that fear, and push to your goals. And you will be rewarded and you will be blessed. So thank y'all once again for tuning in, period. I'm cracking up. Thank y'all for tuning in, like always. I appreciate it so much. And if there's any other topics you guys want me to touch, want me to talk about or whatever, I'm down. And I'm really glad that I can share my experiences with you guys. And there's more to come. It really is more to come. But for now, I hope y'all enjoyed this video.